What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another cup of conversation.
Where we have conversations worth having.
I am your host, C.
And I'm your host, Coco.
And today we got some special guests in the building today because we're talking some special topics and they're near and dear to our heart. We're going to talk friendship again. And I hope y'all don't think we beating a dead horse with this one, but we're going to get into it a little deeper. So we have Daren and we got Queenie in the building.
Yes.
Y'all give it up for the girls.
Virtual hand clap.
Right. So we like to start our conversations off with just checking in with our guests, and it's a segment we call "How You Feeling, How You Dealing." How you feeling and what you doing to deal with whatever you're going through. So let's start with you since you're on my side.
How I'm feeling about what?
Just anything. How you feeling today?
Today I feel really great. Tomorrow I'm probably not gonna feel great. I'm a little weird. But I feel
What's
great.
going on in life that's causing you to feel just so great right now? Like
I never know what's gonna happen in my life, and that's exciting to me.
Okay.
Like I never know what to expect. I feel like it keeps me going. It gives me a high. Like I feel like if everything was a routine in my life, I would get depressed.
Really?
You think so?
I believe so too.
Absolutely. I don't like the same old routine in my life. So
Okay.
I can agree.
yeah, I'm feeling great. This is contributing to that.
Okay.
Something new.
Thank you.
I love that.
Fun,
Something you never did before.
Right.
Just jumping into something new. I like that right there. How you feeling and how you dealing?
All right, y'all. I feel good today. I can say that I'm grateful to be on the show. I've never been on a podcast before.
Okay.
It's fun just to see what this is going to be about once everything is done. I don't know. I'm just ready to see what.
Excited to see what we're
I'm
going.
just excited. Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so how you feeling? What you feeling like today? How you dealing with it?
I'm pretty good today. I've been good all week. Just life is lifing, and it's kind of like even like she was saying about like having a routine. I'm back on a routine per se for not being on a routine for the last six years. So like just having that kind of structure in my life is kind of helping me with other aspects of my life, like with working out or eating right. Like before, because I didn't have a structure, like I would wait till like 5, 6 o'clock to eat. But now with me being back at a job and working, like it's giving me that kind of structure to like time my day out and prioritize. Okay, you don't have all day like you thought.
Right.
And so I'm just dealing because I'm like, when is it gonna be to the point to where I'm like, okay, this routine is too much for me. Like I need to have a little more
So
freedom.
routine make you happy?
I wouldn't say it makes me happy. I just feel like it gives me more discipline. Okay. Like when I had it's almost kind of like when you have too much free time, you feel like you have so much time in the world.
Right.
And whereas like now, because everything
And it kind of
is
gets to
time,
procrastinating.
Yeah, I have a schedule at work. Like I see students like 30-minute increments. So it kind of like, okay, you got 30 minutes, So then by the time you get home, you only have this time to this time to get ready. So this is what you need to do in this time. It puts everything in a place versus where before I wasn't as self-disciplined as I should have been. So it made it harder because I had so much free time.
Right.
So.
Okay, time management.
Yeah, so it's helping me with time management. That's what I would say a schedule is helping me with. Now, like I said, I don't know how happy I'll be
just running that
just
same.
doing it like that later on. Right now it's new, and it's only been happening for like 2 weeks. So, I'm dealing with it, but I don't know.
I think I'm feeling a little. I'll be the first one to say it. I'm feeling all over the place. I'm a little like, I feel like the car is already like driving and I'm trying to hop in and I'm running on the side of it trying to get in and like, yeah, because I just feel like life is just, I feel like maybe I'm learning so much of like what I should do. Oh, I should be doing this in my spirituality. I should be doing this in my relationship. I should be doing this for my health. This for that. And I'm like, hold up. Let me get up. Let me catch up to the first one. I'm trying to catch my spirituality. Now I'm trying to catch my workout. Now I'm trying to catch my relationship and my friendships. And I feel like I'm all over the place. Yeah. But I am dealing with it by, like you said, trying to make a structure to things. I like structure. I don't know. That's my thing.
Okay, yeah, I like a little structure too.
Yeah.
I do. But I don't know, too much routine make me feel like I'm sitting too still.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't want to feel like I'm being stagnant. Like I'm in that cycle of structure and, you know, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. But I also don't want to
be all over the place too long.
Be all over the place forever. I'm like, I can't be in this season too long, baby, because I might crash out and feel like it's too much going on, you know. So I'm trying to deal with it by putting stuff into a schedule, delegating certain tasks to certain minds and certain hours of the day. I got a schedule workout plan. So, you know, I'm just trying to put things where it needs to be, but also not stress over it because it is what it is.
I feel the same way to you. I don't know.
For real.
I just got to the point where I stopped myself the other day and I'm like, okay, what is going on? You got a lot. I feel like I got a lot going on, but then I don't. And then I'm sitting here like, okay, I need to like restructure my life. Like, I'm like, I need a better routine. I need more discipline and I need more structure. And I'm like, where do I start with starting over?
Exactly, because you know the days don't stop.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's still gonna be Monday, the next day is still gonna be Tuesday. You know, you still gotta, it's about to be the end of the month. The days don't stop. So like, that's why I feel like I'm not catching up. Like I'm never.
I think the recipe or the solution for that is sometimes because we have that mind, like we need to be doing this for this, we need to be doing that for that. I think that we should prioritize or categorize it or deal with certain situations, not as they come, but like say for instance, you know, like for instance with your relationship, I know to have a better tone with my boyfriend, my husband, or whatever the case may be. Right now, we ain't talking, so I'm not worried about having a better tone with you. But when it happens, I need to remember those tools in my toolbox that I have and say, okay, now we having a conversation. This is your chance to showcase your tools. You know what I'm saying? And it happens. It's an action of it. It's not really like a list of it and like you just doing it all the time. It's more of a using tools.
Using when I need it.
When you need it, right? Type of thing. So it kind of takes your mind off of worrying about, as an adult, I need to be having a better tone with my husband right now. Or that ain't. And that's, you're at work right now. You're not talking to him right now.
Exactly. That's the constant idea. Like, oh, you're an adult. You ought to be X, Y, and Z. You're an adult. You need to be doing this. Like, it
just bring out those tools when it's necessary.
Yeah. That's what I got to start remembering. Just living by the day and letting stuff come, letting it happen, and God got the right direction. I do trust in that much. I do feel like He's always guiding my steps. I'm where I need to be at the right times. When I need to be there. But after we do our checking in, we like to start off with a little juicy topic to kind of get the people going, the girls, what people talking about online and stuff. So since it's the beginning of the year, school teacher couch, okay?
Yes.
Since it's the beginning of the year, a lot of people have been having opinions on what kids are wearing to school and the mindset of this generation and what everybody think is appropriate and inappropriate and things we are normalizing. I feel like it's new things we're normalizing because some of these things are being called out because we're not used to seeing them. Everybody like, I seen the post on Facebook where the girls had the little skirts on and they were going to like prep school and everybody's like, oh, y'all a bunch of old haters for thinking this is wrong. You know, that's their school uniform. Their school picked it out, but the girl that said that, I want you to let you know they had to give the sizes. The school ain't go over there and said, all right, I need you to have a. No, they told them I want a small, and they needed the medium or the large. I just think that we are as adults, like this new age of adults, are normalizing certain things that they don't see the detriment in.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Coco
And your girl T.
and we are a cup of conversation. If you ladies are looking for long, short, body wave, kinky straight, loose wave, deep wave, luxurious bundles, swigs, you need to shop Boss Head Hair for boss women. They even are on DoorDash and you can get your wig delivered straight to your front door. Quicker than Amazon any day.
Period. And if you don't like waiting like me, you can go in-store to pick up your bundles. Download the app for special deals and updates on all the Boss Head. And make sure you shop Boss Head Hair for boss women.
Boss women, yes. And if you need a little money off, you can use our code displayed here on the screen to save.
Period. Tell a couple conversations sent you.
Because we can't go back and say, oh, I wish there were no predators out here, or oh, I wish there weren't men that didn't look at little girls a certain way, because that's already a thing. It is what it is. So it ain't like we could. But what we can do is try to control what we can't control. And we can't control not letting our daughters leave the house in small skirts or whatever. So what did y'all think about what's your perception of the new day and age style and phase? Is it more of trendy? Is it something that's...
I like that they get to express themselves more than what we could when we were kids. It was we couldn't wear sandals, slides to school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also feel why not just make everybody wear uniforms?
That's what I'm thinking.
You can wear what you want to wear.
Yeah.
We in school, everybody wearing collar shirts and khakis. It's clean. You can't talk about what somebody got on. Oh, they don't have the newest
X, Y, yeah.
Maybe, you know what I mean? If everybody's the same, I feel like it'll just limit bullying and it'll limit confrontation. They kids. Why they want to be grown so bad? I don't know, but maybe it's not their fault. Maybe they don't think they being grown. Maybe they feel like they being kids, because I don't know. But me personally, my daughter is not going to be allowed to wear half the things that I see a lot of children wear, but I don't want to seem like a hater.
I think they think they being trendy.
Yeah.
I think they think they being on brand for the time.
So my thought was, I think that because we are the new adults, when I say we, the millennials, and the millennials are so in tune with the Aries, the Jada, the this and that, and I think a lot of us also, because like you said, we didn't get to do certain things when we were younger, I think we are vicariously living through our children, and that's why we are okay in certain stuff, because it's I do it. I mean, I don't think I'm a hoe because I wear this, so why would I think my daughter is?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or she's exhibiting those type of things, and so me personally, I don't think that kids should have to wear uniform. If that's where you live and that's where your mama got to take you to school and that's what they require, I think that's fine, because I still believe that it's a way to dress your kid appropriate in regular clothing. And the reason I say that is because I have a little girl, and my little girl is very expressive through the things that she wear. She takes pride in picking her own things out. And I always tell her, if she picks something out that I feel like is not gonna look kid appropriate on her, I'm like, okay, we're not gonna wear this because it's not appropriate and stuff like that. And it's so funny because she always say stuff why I can't wear this, right, Mom? Because it's appropriate, huh? I say no, it's inappropriate like that. But so I think you just have, it's a way, and I think it's another way to teach your kids as an adult, because ultimately you're an adult longer than you're a kid.
Right.
And so I teach her how to dress as a kid right now because that's appropriate for a kid, but it's also going to train her in a way to say this is appropriate because as a lady I don't need to wear something that's showing X, Y, and Z too.
Exactly.
And I think it gives a teachable moment. And then like you said, it's a way to express yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I wear this. I teach my daughter too, don't wear it just because everybody else wearing it.
Right.
Wear it because you like it and you like those colors or whatever the case may be. So I just feel like a lot of parents are okay with it. So whatever we're okay with, the kids are gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like people say, do as I do, not as I say.
As I say, yeah.
They're doing as we do. Okay, you wearing this. And so what you gonna say to your little girl if she come in the room and be like, but Mom, you wear da-da-da-da-da. You can either say because I'm an adult I wear this, or you gonna be like, well, you right. You can wear it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Nobody say nothing to you. Da-da-da-da-da. And I think too with the school districts, they are kind of in a hard place because it's like, if we say this is the dress code, but then we get the parents that coming up here saying, my daughter ought to be able to, my son, he ain't got to wear no belt, he ain't got to da-da-da-da-da. It's like the parents scared of the kids, the district scared of the parents. It's like a cycle, you know what I'm saying? Because I see that all the time, with being in the school district, we can have the rule, but if we always have to
combat it or argue about it.
Yeah, argue about it, it's kind of like,
then that's when they start bringing it to the school board.
Battles, you know what I'm saying?
That's when they get to go to the school board and everybody get to talk about it and vote on it. But Queenie, you teach 11th graders, right? Or 10th?
So I teach 11th grade.
11th grade?
Take the semester off.
Okay.
I taught 2 years. I agree with Coco. A lot of these kids have access to things that we didn't. Like Daren said, we didn't have a lot of stuff these kids have. You know, the kids are going off of the influencers of our generation.
Yeah.
You know, the Cardi B's.
Yeah.
You just posted a picture in a mini skirt, bows in her hair, and that's the trend now.
Yeah.
And it's like people are looking at Cardi like, oh well, y'all, you dress like a kid. But I feel like the moral of this is like parents are the ultimate influencers of your child. You should not be looking to social media as, well, if they got it on, my kid can wear it. I feel like your parent, like before you let your kid go to school, you are to monitor what they're wearing.
Yeah.
And you should try to keep your child as young as possible. You know what I mean? Like we already know short skirts, that's sexy. I remember when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I wanted this little bitty short skirt. My mom was like, no, you're not. And I acted a fool in the store because I'm like, this is cute on me. I just tried it on. It got my hips out, my butt out, and I'm young. And her telling me no, and she stood on it because I didn't understand at that age, like she was trying to protect me, you know, and keep me young as possible. Now that I'm older and I look at little girls, I'm like, yeah, your parents, you know, your parents are supposed to protect you first.
And I say that too because I get on here all the time and I talk about how as a young girl, and a young girl that's always been like thick, I used to get mad when my mom was like, no, you can't wear them shorts, but I'm like, I'm wearing shorts because it's hot outside. We stay in Texas, it's 95 degrees. Like, I don't get that. But we got the people in the neighborhood that, you know, she can't say.
Sexualized.
Yeah, she can't say that the next door neighbor ain't gonna be looking at me a certain type of way. So as an adult, I'm like, yeah, I get it. But as like you said, when I was young, I'm like, damn, I'm being suppressed. I feel like they don't want me to be cute. They don't want me to be cool. Like
young, because Jewel is 8, and she had on some little shorts that she need to throw away. Probably some shorts you'll wear under a dress. Okay, I like, Jewel, go take them shorts off. They're too short. Well, that's why they're called shorts, Mom. Girl, who are you talking to? Take that shit off.
a little quick read right there.
Right. Or she'll see a young kid with a crop top on. You know.
Oh,
They got on a crop top, Mommy. Why I can't wear a crop top? They got on a crop top, girl. 'Cause that's not. I'm your mom.
Right.
Like,
So I got a
don't think you should be
question.
able to wear a crop top.
So you say you don't think kids ought to be able to wear crop tops. And part of me is kind of like on the line because let me say this, and this might sound weird, but I feel like as adults, like we should not be wearing crop tops. I feel like it's like
Like, I'm like Winnie the Pooh in a crop top. I ain't wearing no crop tops right now.
you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we take
Be like
sometimes we tell our kids you can't do X, Y, and Z, but we're taking what they can do and giving it to ourselves instead of saying, because even like with color hair, people say kids don't need no color hair, this is that. But I think it's fun. Like as an adult, as a grown woman, I don't want no blue, pink cut. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that we should be the ones that saying no
Grow
color
out of
hair.
certain shit,
You grow out of that versus the kids. Oh, that's too grown. No, I think it's because we took something that was supposed to be for them.
Yeah.
Like I think it looks cute when little girls have the little rainbow clip-in, the little thingy.
Yeah,
you know
the
what
little
I'm saying?
pieces like
it's
add to that bag,
childish
yeah.
to me, anyways. So it's like, what's that like? Okay, this kid, this adult, this kid is. I think it's like it's hard because we don't have that. You know.
Yeah, because back then the line used to not be so blurred.
Yeah.
It used to
Whenever
be.
y'all were kids and it was time to go on family vacations, you like 10, you was allowed to wear a 2-piece swimsuit or a 1-piece? Or it didn't matter? Because I was not allowed to wear 2-piece, so I automatically think crops for kids is like bad because that's how I grew up. Like, you're not about to leave your stomach out. You a kid.
Yeah.
But as I get older, I do want to stray away from crop tops. I just told my boyfriend the other day, I said, dang, everything I have is a crop top.
Me too.
Oh
my God.
Today I was like, yes, I got an outfit.
I like that you said that.
Were y'all allowed to wear 2-piece swimsuits when you were in the 5th grade, 4th grade?
I think so, yeah.
I think,
Really?
I think so. And I was just telling Coco that the way you grow up shapes a lot of your perceptions of stuff. Like you see that the way you see it because that's what your mama told you. That's like what was instilled in you growing up. So I think it just goes off a lot of what we were taught is you.
And ultimately, even though we saying like the reason I'm telling you not to wear this is because predators X, Y, and Z, but we also shouldn't teach that because you're a predator regardless if I wear a skirt or
yeah, exactly.
So at the end of the day, it shouldn't be in my mindset when I get dressed in the morning. I'm watching out for predators. You need to go get help, and you need to figure out why you like children. You know what I'm saying? So I think too, like. I don't know if my mama paid attention to it too because she wasn't at the forefront of her brain for that particular thing, like a swimsuit. You know, we at the beach. It's hot, you know. This was cute, or in the you looking at it like, oh, this is cute. It got little strawberries on the top, strawberries on the bottom. Boop. This might go with your little red sandals I bought you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different reasons why people pick different stuff, and they're not at the forefront of their brain. Like, oh, let me put a turtleneck on my daughter at the beach because it's predators.
Right.
Because I mean, I think regardless of if you in a swimsuit, like a two-piece, or
If a man is attracted to a child, he
at
gonna
the
be
end of the day,
attracted
your
to
butt in panties.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your stomach is like, I mean, your stomach is stomach, but if you're a predator, or if you like children, you probably looking for their breast.
Right.
And you still see all of that, whether you wear a small or two-piece or a one-piece. You get what I'm saying? Like, ultimately, you still see.
Or they could just not even be looking at the body. They see a baby face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And ultimately, it's the help that you need. You're sick. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to also, like I said, it's a teachable moment for us as parents, for our kids, daughters or sons. To the reason why you wear this is because it's fitting correctly. It's not too tight. That's something like, you know, don't now you're not getting a one piece or a two piece that's tight.
Yeah.
Because if it's cutting, whether it's one or two, and then that gonna tell you how to wear your panties, how to wear, you know, your skirt, how to wear your shirt.
Because
like,
then you won't be buying too small shit. When you in the medium, you like you in the medium.
Because
You
I
ain't
ain't
still
gonna lie,
trying
my
to wear.
daughter, I feel like she know when stuff is tight, and she, like I say, you love something jacked up, and we ain't wearing that. Want nothing jacked up, showing no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like kids, they know, so you have to let them know that this is why you don't wear that. That's not, you know, that's not how you be a lady. That's not how you be, you know, what they say, demure. You know, they say we using it wrong. It's not demure.
I hate that word.
You know, so I think it's just a teachable moment, like what you believe, the reasoning behind it. Because my daughter, she a real reasonable, like she want to know the reason.
Yeah.
Well, why can't we? She's 7. She about to be 8 too.
Okay, yeah.
So she always like, well, Mama, why can't we wear that? Because what's the reason? And so I
can imagine that was me as a child.
Well,
Like,
it kind of makes sense to give her a reason.
Yeah.
Like, this is why, not just because I said so.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to teach them out of fear.
Yeah.
Also, you know, us as adults, like, we're going out in public places, and they will stop you at the door in certain places if you have holes in your clothes. I know I was trying to go out to this club, it was called Faces in Houston, and I had this little ripped up bodysuit. I'm like, okay, I didn't feel naked because I had full long sleeves and bottoms, but my boobs were like exposed. I had cuts.
Yeah.
And they stopped me at the door and was like, you can't come in here. I'm like, I'm looking at myself, I'm like, why? And they're like, you're exposed, we have a dress code. And I feel like that day really humbled me because I'm also thinking like, you're right, why am I dressing like this? And I feel like Faces is more like, what is that, 30 and up bottom? Y'all remember Faces?
I know.
And I'm like, you're right, like I shouldn't be wearing something like this to this certain event. My outfit was probably cool for Sakai or whatever, like
time and place type thing.
where they can have like 21 and up clubs, but for like 30 and up, I'm like, this isn't appropriate. So that really made me like switch up how I dress going into the nightlife now, or just anywhere. And I'm like, let me just bring some clothes in the car.
Right.
And then I'm like, you know, it makes sense because you think about your childhood. I had a strict parent. My mom was old as heck. Like everybody's parents was like 30. My mom was like 50. So she was automatically like overprotective of her daughters, and we couldn't wear certain things. And you know, like you said, two-piece bathing suits is appropriate because you're at the pool. Like this is what bathing suits are for. It's not like you're wearing this in the store. And she would be like, okay, y'all wearing one pieces. You know, anything to keep us
Modest.
protected. And she was also a victim of sexual abuse. And her mom didn't believe her at one point. And once I found out she was a victim of sexual abuse as I got older, I understood a lot because I don't know, it's just the messed up world we live in.
Yeah, it really is. And that'll change somebody's whole perspective and shape the way they move about life, the way they teach their kids and everything. So.
And I think too, one more point, you know how you said like the people that are influencing our kids, like the Ari, the Jada, Wada, and you know, all those people. I think back in the day what makes a difference is that like even though we had like video vixens, that's what we used to call our people, video vixens, like we had this I know I did. This perception that was for them, just because I see it, it was never for me. Like I didn't even think that was obtainable.
That was a trend. You didn't think that was what everybody was doing.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, because they're on TV and they're famous and they're this.
But not everybody can be.
Everybody can be. Yeah.
My mindset at that age, watching Playboy, Uncut, Wild, I would be like, oh my God, I'm like 10 years old, but when I turn 18, 21, I'm gonna be them girls. Girls. I was never like a
you knew you wasn't finna go do that right now. Right.
It was never like, I want to do that.
Yes.
I'll be in a Playboy mansion, like.
You never was like, let me go round up some of my homeboys and see what we can do up here.
Right now.
Yeah, no.
Shy also as a young girl, like, girl, I was just shy until I turned high school. Tia, you know that part about me, I was crazy.
Turn up.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl T.
And your girl Coco.
And are you looking for some brand exposure? Do you have a business that you're trying to put in front of a new audience? Because look, right now we are giving out free commercials. Free. Oprah style, baby.
Yes, you get one.
Period. We putting it out there. And we building our brand and we trying to help you build your brand.
Yes. So if you have a small business, large business, medium-sized business, whatever kind of business you might have, let us know. Get in our inbox, email us, and let us know how we can help you grow your business and see some success this year.
Yes.
These slots are only free for a limited amount of time. We're going to give you the first 4 weeks of the month free. You get to see how we expose you, how many people come on behalf of Cup Conversation, and then you get to decide, is it worth it? So this is a deal of a lifetime if you ask me. As a business owner myself, if somebody gave me this opportunity, I would definitely do it. We have views on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes, and even to lose.
Yeah, and
just get out there.
As well as the podcast platforms. Yes. So tap in with your girls.
Very much so. Get them commercials while they last. Deuces.
So yeah, like T said, we've been talking about friendships for a few episodes. We had our own separate episode about friendship, and we found out a lot about each other.
Definitely got juicy.
It got real.
Y'all didn't watch that. Y'all might want to go back.
And then we had another episode recently about friendships, and like Tia said, not to be like a dead horse, but I really think that it's a reason that we're on this topic and we've been like going in on this topic because on the way here, actually, I was listening to something and God had told me, he was like, it's gonna be a time real soon where relationships outside of who you live in your house with matter. Okay. And I don't know if that has anything to do with like the recession that we're going into or like, needing community and we think that we live in a world that would, if I got my family, my man, my kids, we straight.
Yeah.
But it's gonna come a time to where building relationships and knowing how to communicate with people and knowing how to create lasting relationships is gonna be necessary. So I think it's a good thing that we've been on this topic. But I wanted to start off where we kind of left off in our last episode about I had posed the question about do we think that friendships should be equally yoked? We hear that conversation a lot with like our mate and our husband and stuff like that, but do we believe that you should also have equally yoked friendship? And so I'll pose that same question to y'all, like whoever want to pick that up.
I do think so because I've been in friendships that's not equally yoked and we're not friends now. Same thing with exes. If you're not equally yoked, I don't think it can work. Well, how are y'all friends? What's keeping it going?
So what does that look like for you? Equally yoked. Y'all have to be on the same spiritual journey.
Yeah,
do y'all have to be on the same what does that look like for you?
Kind of like what you said, spiritual journey as well. I feel like I don't want to be friends with somebody who don't believe in God.
Okay.
Do you believe in God? Do you feel like you're supposed to be a good person? Or do you feel like there is after Earth? Like anything after this? Do you want to get there?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you don't, you're not going to live that way. Or you don't want to be a good person. Or I just feel like it can rub off and it can make you do something that you're not, or it can bring distance to the relationship. I also feel like, what do you like to do? What do you like to do for fun? Okay. You know what I mean? I feel like that's part of it as well. I feel like I'm still learning what I like to do for fun.
Okay.
So I'm very open. I think I can have
Kind of
fun.
reinventing what your definition of fun is. Or
Yeah,
like,
a little
what
bit as I get older. Yeah, I'm about to be 30 this year, and I just feel like, what do I like to do? Like,
Yeah.
what else is like? I still don't know that 100%, but I do feel like I don't know. I just feel like being equally yoked with your friendships is what make them last longer.
So I think something you said about you like redefining your definition of fun nowadays. I think that plays a huge role on not only who you hang with, but your friendships nowadays. Because as y'all know, when we were younger, 'cause we met when we were in high school and stuff. So as y'all know, when we were younger, we were basing our friendships off of just fun. You know, like very surface stuff, not like. After thinking about it, like diving down to this rabbit hole of like just friendships and what they're supposed to look like as you grow up as an adult, I was thinking back like, I used to be mad, or like when we like turned 21, 22, like early 20s, I'd be like, I used to be mad that me and my friends didn't connect the way we used to in high school, but we was just like bonding off of stupid shit. Like we was, yes, I was like, we bonding off of the stupidest shit. Yeah, so I was like, it made more sense. I'm like, duh, we ain't hanging, cause we ain't like all in the club on top of our head every weekend. Like we have different structures of life. Everybody have different things going on. So I'm like, of course, you know, it ain't the same now. But that just started making me think of the depths of my friendships. Like, how deep do I want my friendships to go? Like, how intimate do I want my friendships to be? Who I want to be there for me when I'm having a baby, or who I want to just, you know, talk me through certain things, or just have an idea of business and things like that. So, Queenie, I want you to answer the same question Coco asked.
Okay.
Friendships equal.
Friendship, yeah, equally yoked.
I really, really do feel like friendships do need to be equally yoked. Like, you really have to have things in common with your friends.
Okay.
You have to be able to connect with them. You don't necessarily have to agree with everything they do,
Right.
or do everything they do. But I feel like y'all have to have some characteristics that are similar.
Right.
So yeah, I do.
I wanted to say, both of y'all kind of said it in different ways. Like you said, you don't have to be the same, or you don't have to do the same exact things. And you also spoke to like, if you don't do this, then I feel like it's no point of us being friends. You know, like if you don't believe in God, then this and that. But and that stood out to me because I have been thinking about me and T relationship. Since the start of our relationship, she always just say, well, I'm not as spiritually aligned like you are. You know what I'm saying? That's what she might have felt. But also with our differences in our relationship, what God had told me was, just because she is not where you are and she doesn't believe what you believe, you're also demonstrating to me that you don't have faith that what you believe in will either rub off on her, or I will do a work in her to bring her there.
Right.
And we both watched this episode of about friendship as well. And this girl said that she does believe that people need to be equally yoked. She said, but you also need to be aware of when you're choking the other person with your yoke, because that's initially
you're going too fast.
You're going too fast for them, or and then it does not always mean that just because I'm moving faster than you that I have to break the yoke and then I'm done with you type of thing. It also might mean that this is a season of where I might need to slow down to mentor you, or it might be to coach you in the direction that where you need to go, because I think sometimes we believe it's either this way or you cut off.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's actually kind of like the complete opposite what a friend is. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you say you're a friend, but in my weakest time or in my time of not knowing, you
just
there.
Like, that's enough for me.
I can't
I can't handle that.
So I feel like yes to that too.
Right.
But I'm not making new friends who don't believe in God.
Okay.
Right.
We're talking new.
So
not
so yeah,
older
like,
friends.
friends that I've that I've made when I was young and I wasn't even talking about God.
Yeah.
Now we're growing.
Yeah.
We're both kind of on the same.
Yeah. Okay.
But me as an adult making new friends.
You're not gonna go pick nobody up
No,
from.
I'm not
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I'm not
I get what you
picking
mean.
nobody up.
I get what
like
you mean.
it's not for me. You
Well,
know?
okay,
That's
when you
how I
say
feel.
don't believe in God, do you mean like they don't know who he is, or they're like, oh, I know who he is, but I don't
believe.
wait, what? But are you saying I know who he is, but I don't want to have nothing to do with him? Because you can meet somebody that don't believe, but you're, like they say, make disciples. If you make a disciple,
Right.
he might eventually, or she might eventually
change, yeah,
But
yeah.
you saying people that saying, no, I believe in witchcraft, I believe in
Like I feel like that's dumb. Like somebody that feel like it's
There
dumb.
is no God.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I
That's
got
what I'm talking about.
you. Yeah.
Because there's been times when I had doubts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
I'm unsure about something.
But you're talking about somebody that's totally straight away.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that.
Okay.
And just to speak on like to our relationship, I feel like the homework study we did like to for these episodes and just to learn more, to go down the rabbit hole of friendships, she said something very important that I don't think some of us kind of take into place. That we are all, once we separate from school and now like all that fun, we all wanted to go out and just fuck with boys and, very surface level shit when we were young. Once we separate from that, you don't really know which direction your friends are going in. So that's something I feel like we have to communicate, because you might end up in a situation where Coco is spiritually ahead of me. She's she's married, so in relationships and marriages, she's ahead of me in that point. So I feel like,
Spiritually older.
yeah.
Like
She
you said,
is spiritually older. Yeah. I was looking at it as in like grades and like high
Yeah,
school.
I
Like
remember
she like in the 12th grade, and I'm
You might be
I'm
in
a
the ninth.
freshman or
Right,
something.
okay,
You know what I
okay.
mean? I'm a freshman.
Yeah.
So like, I always looked at her as a big sister. Like, but I guess when we started like doing this, we took off an equal role in this business. So it almost seemed like, not that, yeah, we took an equal role, but I don't think she like took she didn't see it as like her, because you mentor other people, but you don't look at them as friends. But you mentor me, and we still have a friendship too. So it's kind of like a thin line. Like from her, she has to know when to discern. She ain't trying to be my mama, but she's just trying to like, tell me, be that mentor for me.
And that's true, because I feel like even with T, she did an episode personally with what's her name? Elay. And some of the things she said, I was like, oh, I can't do this. Oh no, like, you know what I'm saying? But I had to sit back and say, like, this is a time where you either lean in and see where it could go as far as like with her spirituality or with whatever she dealing with or the thoughts that she having, or you can miss the mark and lean out and say you can't deal with it, and then she also missed the mark. You get what I'm saying? Like, or she gets delayed and
I'm about to say it might take longer, because God might have been putting you in that position to do that. We might have crossed paths for that.
Exactly. And so I think sometimes as like people, we don't give our friends the same grace that we give like our love partners. And it's weird to me too. And I thought about this on the way here. I was like, dang, we are really hard on like our female. Like, I know as a female, I don't really speak to men relationship because it's weird. Yeah. But they can just be bros and whatever. They don't.
Yeah, they don't really be as deep.
We are really emotionally in tune with like the things that we do, we say, and stuff like that. But I thought it was very weird that how we handle our friends is the complete opposite of how we handle our men. And most of the time, women being emotionally created off their emotions and stuff like that. You would think that we would lean in more to somebody that is a woman versus a man. Us knowing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that men really don't thrive off of their emotions, but women do. But we're easily like, okay, like she on some weird stuff, like I'm done with her. Like she on some weird stuff, I can't really be around her. I'm gonna be shady towards her. I'm not really gonna say nothing, but I'm gonna just, not shady, I'm gonna be reserved around her. Like I'm not gonna really speak to it because she ought to know what she did to me. I think we take that sometime. But I think with women, I think it should be a little more like a huddle time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this you said this and I felt a little shady about this. I don't know if your intentions was this, but this is how I feel.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I feel
So
like
let's
this
talk
is what,
this through so it won't happen again. What we're gonna do next time? You feel like you need to say something like that to get the point, because you might have been trying to get a point across to me, but it's always the tone. But since we are changing like having these. Like how we said at the beginning, that like finding out we're adults, or not finding out, but realizing like I'm an adult, I need to be doing X, Y, and Z. As you making these changes and having these realizations, are you communicating with your friends, or do you feel like you have to communicate, hey, I'm feeling different in this, or do you have that vulnerability with your friends to be intimate enough to say, hey girl, I'm feeling more spiritual. I don't like when you X, Y, and Z. And can we still hang together if you feel like I'm moving in a different direction towards what we used to find fun, what we used to bond over, what we used to connect over? Do y'all have that kind of intimacy in y'all friendships, or?
I feel like sometimes I can be intimate, and sometimes I like to figure things out on my own. Like, what can I do? Like, I don't know, and that can be a bad thing sometimes because I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I can be open, even with my boyfriend. Sometimes I'm open about things that I'm going through, things that I like, and sometimes I like to just figure it all out on my own. I don't talk to nobody about it. I'm gonna figure it out. I got this. I'm about to bounce it back. And sometimes it might take long. Sometimes it might not. But I don't know. I feel like I can be vulnerable and express that. And sometimes I just don't.
right.
I feel like it's 50-50.
Yeah, I think I can agree to that because that's how I am. And see, she be mad about that sometimes. She be
I was
like,
just gonna tell you I don't like that.
I was
just gonna tell you I don't like it. Just say it.
But I think sometimes too, the reason I'm the way I am with that is because I feel like sometimes I'm not aware either, like of what I'm feeling.
Totally feeling.
And
yeah.
then sometimes I have to sit with it and realize, okay, is this because and I hate to be spiritual, but I really don't. But it's sometimes you fight with your flesh about things, and
Saying about the flesh thing, like, you trying to figure out what is this?
right, I'm trying to, is it a phase?
It's like
Exactly, and I don't want to prematurely speak because then it might mess something up, and then 2 weeks from there, I'm not even feeling this
Like,
same way.
yeah.
Or God is like, this is what I was trying to realize. I wasn't trying to tell you that. I wasn't saying cut her off. I was just trying to tell you, or I wasn't telling you to like stop the podcast. I was just telling you that be mindful of the things that you're saying, like, because that was one of my things. Like, I was like, you know, the conversation that we were having on the sofa, and I was like, this isn't really what I know glorifies God. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know he wouldn't be happy with this.
Yeah.
And so I would fight with, like, should I even be doing this podcast? Because if it's not glorifying God, I don't want nothing to do with it. And then God was like, this is a moment for you to realize how you need to go about it, because everybody is not on your same spiritual level, and your audience is definitely not on your same spiritual level, but you need to still be able to speak to that person. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that is so good, because I pray for that to kind of be like the moment for you.
Right.
Like, it's not that we don't want you to talk about it. It's we want you to like kind of grab our hand and like
And walk with it.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because you like, you know, he said.
Right.
I'm like, no, I don't know what he said. Can you tell me? Can you let me know, please?
I think too, sometimes we get so caught up in like the vision that you don't realize that it's a process to the vision. You understand? And not that I want to make her feel like, you know, you need to be doing this.
Right,
you need to be doing this. It's just that I want more for you because I love you, because you're my friend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus somebody that's, you're not my friend, baby. I don't care if you do whatever you do. You know what I'm saying?
So do y'all feel those intimate moments with y'all friendship? Like, Queenie, do you feel like you ever feel like it's a moment where you like in love with your friend, or you gotta like coddle certain things or move certain ways so they won't feel away? But do you ever feel those intimate moments with your friends, or have you had any since you had some realizations about your adult life?
So I feel like me personally, it takes, I'm not confrontational. So it takes a lot for me to address a lot of things. And I feel like that's my downfall in friendships.
Yeah.
Even in relationships, I just started getting better at speaking up.
Yeah.
Like if I feel some type of way, instead of me like, okay, I'm gonna bring this up next time, or I'm gonna wait till it gets worse.
If it happened again, this is what I'm gonna say.
And I feel like that's my issue. Like I have a lot of issue addressing things. Even if I really do feel some type of way, I kind of like blow it to the side, like, okay, whatever, like, this is that person, I'm gonna let them be. So I can say that I do struggle with that. I do struggle with letting people that I love know, like, how I really feel.
Right.
Because I'm more concerned about, well, after I tell them how I feel, like, are they gonna look at me different?
Right.
Judge me?
You trying to
How they
figure
gonna
out
react
the
to it?
result of what you
So
gonna
I feel
tell
like
them.
it was more to just like keep peace or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've been through a lot of stages in life, and I've never had a moment where I felt distance from any of my friends, like ever. Even in relationships, I feel like I try my best to balance it out. Like,
Yeah.
Even if I go to a stage where I'm like, I'm not partying because I need to stack my money for some weeks.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to let that affect my friendship. Like, or maybe I don't need to be eating out as much. But if my friend called me and be like, girl, we gonna eat out, I'm like, okay, just this one time.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't really have that issue where something happened in my life where I need to distance myself. Like, even if I get into a new relationship, and maybe I got single friends, I don't put myself in a position where I'm like, let me just distance myself from my friends because I gotta cater to him. I gotta show him that I'm a certain person. I try to include him, or if they got men, include, let's all
do
be
it.
together.
Yeah.
Well, I think my downfall is I do have issues addressing things firsthand and getting out how I feel because I'm so concerned about what if I lose this person.
Right.
They didn't like how I addressed something.
And I like that. I like that you mentioned about single friends and friends that's in a relationship or married, because me and Coco had a conversation kind of like in our last episode a little bit about that, because we had the same dynamic. It was friends that one of them was in a marriage and one was single, kind of like me. But I'm in a relationship, but technically you're single if you ain't married,
Right.
when you talking to a married person. So but it just goes from like a point to where you have to navigate different things. And I wanted to ask y'all, since you said you think your friends have to be equally yoked with you, do you feel like you can't be friends with people that aren't relationship oriented, people that aren't necessarily looking to settle down or,
No, because I feel like there was a point where I'm not in a relationship and some of my friends are, and we still great. I feel like
not necessarily in a relationship. I mean, don't see themselves being married, don't have that kind of like mindset that for a family, y'all structure don't look the same as adults.
I feel like you can still be friends with
Yeah.
people like that.
Okay.
I do feel like I don't think of that when I think of equally yoked.
Okay. You just think of with some common factors that you think.
When I think of
Equally yoked, yeah.
Just goals. Do you have goals?
Okay. I get what you mean.
Do you desire to be better? Are you comfortable with being still? Like, that type of thing. But as far as who you're dating, if you're dating, I don't feel like that should affect my friendship. If you don't want to date nobody ever and you feel like you don't ever want to get married, that's not something for you. I feel like that should not affect your friendship. You know what I mean? If you want married friends, get married friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you can juggle friends, I don't understand why all of the friends have to be married. I feel like you can have friends that's not married,
Right.
or friends that don't desire those things.
Yeah.
You know?
I just feel. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think it's when we talk about equally yoked, I feel like what I'm learning is it's a difference from somebody that is committed to doing evil things or bad things, and then it's a difference between somebody who just does not make all of the best choices all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you might have a friend, and just because she makes bad decisions sometimes, or you might think, girl, we've been going through this every time we talk. You always got a situation with your man. I think, or not even just with your man, but like just with a situation in life, and it's like almost like a repeated type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that person is. I know from my experience with my friends, I don't think I've had that friend, and that friend is now married and doing way better in life. But at that time, I never did think that she was an evil person or she was committed to doing the wrong thing.
Right.
I think it was just a matter of her choices just never lined up for her the way they should have. And I never thought that, and I say that because I never thought, oh, we're not equally yoked and I can't be your friend.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of, at that time in her life, she was making a few more bad choices than I was making on a more of a regular basis.
Yeah. I've seen people sit in that though. I've seen people just be stagnant in that bad decision making. Like when you say doing it over and over again, like, girl, every time I talk to you, you got this issue. I'm not talking about over a course of a year or two. I'm talking about a course of 10 years.
Yeah.
Your ass did been doing. Yes, I'm like, my nigga.
Like, you're not trying to figure out how
You ain't implemented nothing in your daily life to try to change that.
I think too, sometimes you have to ask yourself, as the person that's not that person, what am I contributing to her not making these choices over again? Because sometimes I've also been around people that have friends or in friend groups, and they'll tell me like, girl, she just this and that, and I'm like, well, what you say? She's like, girl, I just be sitting there listening to little talk.
And
I'm like, well,
nah, I don't
what
like
are
that.
you contributing to her not making that decision? Because sitting there letting her talk is not going to help her be better. It sounds like you want her to be better, but you're not contributing to her being better.
Yeah.
So I think us as friends, we have to make sure that we're using language that lets our friend know that we're not going to keep having these same conversations, because this is one of the solutions you can use to whatever you're going through, or this is something that you need to think about when you encounter this situation again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're the accountability friend. Like,
who, me?
I feel like you the friend. No, you.
Me? Oh, yeah.
I feel like you the friend that they say that you always need that friend that's gonna speak her mind. You may not like it.
Yes,
And
she's definitely that friend.
You won't tell them like, look, this ain't it. And like, everybody need that friend. Like, like.
I do feel like I'm that friend, and sometimes my friends have to be mad with me before they're okay. Like, okay, I got what you were saying.
Yeah.
But bitch, you didn't have to say all of that. And I just be like, and sometimes I don't be having to say all that. But sometimes if it's the third or fourth time me having to say it, I'm gonna say all of that.
Yeah.
Because I might have not said all that the first time, but the second, third time, fourth time, I'm gonna say all of it.
Yeah.
So I do agree. I think I am the accountability friend, and to be honest, I was always that, but my tone wasn't always right. Like you say, what you saying, it might be right, but your tone ain't there. And so I had to.
A lot of people fell out with because they're like, she mean, she being rude.
Yeah.
But in reality, you like, bro, I really care for you.
Yes, I was about to say, if you look at it as from your adult lens, like, and you just think about her as a person, like, is she really like hating on me? You think this bitch really hates you or something? Like, that's what I be thinking, because it's really girls that sit around and be like, I'm gonna cut her off, because every time I gotta tell her something about my man, it's always negative. Her response is always negative. Well, you ain't told me nothing good about him, so I don't have anything positive to say. You know what I mean? Like,
and too, that's
They
a
should
good.
just stop talking about that.
That's what she do. I'm telling you, that's why I call her my mentor. Well, that's why I say she was more of a mentor friend, because it was never a time where she discussed her marriage with me. I might say a few things about my relationship here or there, but like, once we start getting in the depth of our relationship, I was like, ain't nothing she could fix. You know what I'm saying? So it's not much. She taught me to not really say too much on that, because
but
ain't too much to say.
The reason why and not because I don't look at her as good enough to be able to tell me anything about my marriage, or me, I don't think of her to be able to talk about it. It's more so like I know how to categorize my friends to the point to where I know what they can, what capacity they have.
Yeah.
You haven't been through this type of situation. Not to say just because you haven't been through a situation you can't speak to it, but I know that what I need from a situation or out of a solution out of the situation is, I know I need to go to somebody that I feel like is qualified.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't have an emotional based answer.
Advice.
Yeah.
Not only sound advice, but godly advice. You know what I'm saying? And if I put that in T hands right now, she might eventually be able to do that later on in life. But if I know my friend like I know my friend, she might be like, well, this is the right thing to do, but is this the godly thing to do?
Yeah.
Also, when I think about like, should you cut somebody off or should you not be friends with X, Y, and Z? Sometimes you have to think about the intentions of what happened. Like, yes, they might have did a bad thing, but if their intentions was not to maliciously hurt you, and it just happened to be the wrong decision that they made, I'm not okay with that, but I'm willing to work with that. I'm willing to work with you as a friend and say, well, you know what? I forgive you. I don't think your intentions was to hurt me. I think you just made a bad decision in how you went about dealing with the situation.
Right.
You know, and I think we got to know that.
And we did a lot of, I feel like we did a lot of studying on intentions and positions and friendships. So do y'all think that y'all know your position in your friendships? Like, do you think Queenie know what she can and can't bring to you, or do you think you know what you can and can't bring to her? Type, y'all know y'all positions in friendships?
I can count on one hand how many friends I got, okay? And I feel like I'm an open book. I feel like...
To all the ones you can count on your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel that way. And I like my friends to be the same way with me.
Okay.
A little bit. I feel like I like to talk about when I'm depressed. I like to talk about when something is off, or I like to talk about something cool I did, something bad I did, some of my deepest secrets. I like all of that. I like open friendship.
Because
Do you? Okay, go ahead.
What you was finna elaborate on?
I just feel like, do you know if it changes? But go ahead. Like, do you know if it's, yeah.
Because like if you have in a relationship and you feel like you're starting to, because the way I seen it put when we were doing our research to this is, now I'm in a, like if me and Bubba transferred from just a relationship to marriage, now I'm in a marriage, now I have to think about what I'm bringing into this house. If you dumping on me all day, if you got a lot of stress and trauma, and you telling me that, and I'm, as your friend, really caring about that, really like taking that on, not, I ain't gonna say I'm letting it just like ruin my day, but I'm taking it on. I'm like caring for you, I'm feeling for you, I'm wondering about you, calling to check and see if you got X, Y, and Z done to kind of salute your issue. But I'm also bringing that in my house, and I'm taking away from my energy to my home, my family, my man. My house might be dirty now, or X, Y, and Z, because I haven't delegated the positions. I haven't told my friend, hey, we still friends, we still cool, I still love you, but less of my time is gonna be dedicated towards your issues. I understand you have a lot going on and I'm your go-to, but now I'm 50-50, he is too. I'm his go-to too. So I have to be there for other people, and I done got in this covenant, and now I owe this to him because now we came together as one and we married. I feel like that might change dynamics on friendships, because I just had to tell my friend recently, like on my lunch break, I get an hour, and my boyfriend will call me. Sometimes when I'm on the phone with my friend, and he be like, you on the phone? And I'm like, yeah, but what you want to talk about? Let's talk. He be like, look, this is what we're gonna have to do for now. 30 minutes, 30 minutes. I get 30 minutes, he get 30 minutes, because y'all friends, but damn, I got shit to talk to. Like, I want to talk to my woman too. Like, you have to be considerate of both sides. So I feel like it is smart to communicate different positions. Like, and then sometimes your friend might not be growing in the journey you growing in. Your friend might be somewhere where she can't call you, because I ain't gonna just put everybody in my business, but y'all know I'm still friends with Desiree. But like we live two different lives. She got a kid. She's still back in Orange. I don't know if she works a 9 to 5. I don't know if she has a business. I'm thinking business. I'm thinking I have a 9 to 5 too, but I'm thinking on a different. We thinking on two different levels. Like she thinking on getting her a house to provide for her family, her kids, and X, Y, and Z. But we thinking two different ways. So I do have to communicate to her like, hey, yeah, we were best friends. We were close friends. But now we might just be, we ain't associates. I'm not gonna break it down that damn far. But now we might just be, just friends now. We might just be like, yeah, we on different chapters. So I can't take it all the time when you call me and like, you going in and you still ain't said, but how was your day? Because when people do that, now I'm like, damn, I'm the one who have to listen to everybody's problem, and ain't nobody said, Tia, what's going on? Like,
But that's why I say
how you feeling?
I'm an open book, so I think my friends will be, I don't know, I don't think I would want to not talk as much because I'm in a marriage.
Okay.
Please still call my phone, blow my phone up. You going through it? Please call me. I want to talk too. Hell, I'm going through it too. Let's, you know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like I don't think that should I don't feel like you should have to split it up.
Go ahead.
I would just say, I think it does come a time, just from experience, like with being married, I think it does come a time where you have to kind of not like I can't talk to you, but right now it depends on what season you in. I think because like with T, what I think T is explaining is in this season I need people to really like pour into me right now. I don't have the capacity to only hear the negative, the outpour that you have in your life as much as we used to. Like at first I had the capacity to do that, but now I'm on a journey like either with my man. You don't even have to be married to be in a different season of your life to experience this. You can say, you know, I'm in a spot in my life where, you know, my husband is requiring more emotionally from me. Yeah. So to be able to do you and him at this time in my life, I can't. It's draining me. You know what I'm saying? It's making me be in a place where I don't feel like I could be. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we can't be friends like she said, but I feel like we can't talk as much if that's the conversation. Yeah. We can talk if you call in and say, hey T, how you doing? What you know, but if our friendship has always been known to me as me being the strong friend and you being the friend that is needing of the strong friend. And that's what I can't be the strong friend and you be the needing of a strong friend because I have a needing of a husband, I have a needing of a kid, I have a needing of a job, I got a needing of a business. You get what I'm saying? Yes. So at that time, you know, I might have not had all that going on, and so it was easy for me to be that friend for you, but right now I can't be that friend. Right.
Because now everybody needs me. Right. So I do think it's a different time. Like, Queenie, have you had any life changes or drastic, I wouldn't say, not drastic, but any life changes that caused you to feel like you needed to reposition your friendships or just how you connect with people and your friends?
Not really. I feel like I'm always open. Like, I always got change in my life. Like, always something going on. Like, you know, always something. Like, whether it's a career change, I get bored. I get bored easily. So there's always something going on in my life that's, like, random as hell. Like, I'll call Daren, like, Daren, I'm about to, and she's like, where did this come from? Like, I don't know. My brain tells me to do it. Yeah. But I feel like I'm always open to people. Like, there's a new word everybody been using, trauma dump. And I know I don't like the trauma dump personally. Like, I feel like if it's a lot going on in my life, like, I'm gonna tell you about it, but I don't want to be too, like, every time we talk, I'm telling you something. Yeah, crazy. Like, so you're like, girl, what the hell going on with you? Like, you know,
that's that's what I want people to be conscious of.
I feel like I am open to trauma myself. I've always wanted to be a counselor. I don't know why I have not been to school for counseling yet and got certified because I've always wanted to be a counselor, psychologist, always, or whatever. I feel like I'm always open because I'm the type of person, like, if you're going through something, let's figure it out together. Yeah. Like, whether I can give you some advice or I may not be the best person to give advice all the time because my life may be not perfect, but I can share something with you that I saw or something I did some research on or something, you know, whatever. But I feel like, no, I don't think I've had a situation where, I forgot the question, but I don't think, no, just like,
where you had to reposition your friends, life changes that you had to, like.
I feel like as I get older, I'm able to weed and see the purpose of different friendships.
Each friendship, like, okay. But that is repositioning. That's like, because you might not go to this person and say, hey, you're an associate now. You've demoted. But, like, you know, but you are consciously not calling them as much with your issues. They know a little less about your life. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? They might get moved down, but it's not like ill will. Like, I'm moving you down because I don't like you no more. Right. I'm moving you down because we just don't talk about the same things. We don't, you know.
In that aspect.
Yeah. I have to think about it. Maybe it's been a year since I had to reposition a friendship. Okay. And it was because, like you stated, the conversation started getting like less talking, like less me knowing. Like, I feel like the person knew more about me than I know about you. Like, right. Oh, I'm telling you all my business.
And that's what I'm getting to.
I don't really know what you up to. Yeah. And I feel like once it started getting like that, I feel like, okay, like, I can't really consider this person a best friend. Yeah. Somebody I can call on, because I'm like, what are you hiding from me? Yeah. Like, you don't have to tell me your business. I was with the Quan and we have raw
Yeah.
or whatever. But you can let me know, like, you know, I've been seeing other people.
Yeah.
And
That's what I like to talk about.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing those things and you just always quiet, maybe I need to stop.
Yeah.
Doing that, you know. And I mean, it's probably not a big deal to know. I'm not just saying. I think me and Queenie both agree on this. I'm not just saying give me every little detail about your life, but I'm an open book in my friendships. I want them to be open.
I started off as an open book. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be that way with a lot of my friendships, but I've just learned to have some boundaries later on in these days. Like I said, I used to talk to Coco about my relationship a lot. I don't as much no more because.
Why not?
Not that you just don't know, Bubba. You don't know, like, you know, it'd be too much to explain. I feel like sometimes when I'm trying to explain something about another person that nobody really knows intimately but me,
negative.
you know, it's too much. Yeah, it's too,
like,
yeah.
Dang, I ain't even telling the good stuff.
Exactly. It's like, okay, I gotta keep on telling her what he did bad, but like, I gotta.
He took me to dinner, but I left it out.
Yeah,
he still beats me off at the end of the night because I did this. And
Well, I think too. I think you don't have to explain I don't think you have to explain the good. The only reason I say that is because as a friend or somebody that, you know, can see your life in some aspect, you can see
if somebody's
how good of a person somebody is. Because I think that's like the misconception with like married people, like, well, some married people, you think that, oh, because I talk about the things that my husband might do bad or something like that, I just have a bad husband.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost the same with a long-term relationship. You know, yeah, he does X, Y, and Z. That's what a relationship is.
Right,
like the dynamics of a relationship. And that also kind of gets me to what I was about to say about friends. Like we are that's understood that that's the relationship, the dynamic of a relationship that's romantic. Like it's gonna be ups and downs. It's gonna be things that he do that piss me off today, but I'm gonna love him again tonight.
But we don't do that.
We don't do that with
yeah.
friends. Like it's like she pissed me off today. I'm really thinking about not fooling with her. Like, you know, the type of thing. Like,
and you know what else it is? Assumption over conversation. Mm-hmm. A lot of women, and I notice we all do this. Like to assume, just like, oh, she ain't talking to me that much. Well, I might need to, you know, now she ain't telling me her business, but you don't like me, like, you know, X, Y, and Z. But it's not. It's more so. Did you ask her, like, so what's been going on? Like, are you not, you know, you're not interested in these type of things no more? Is that why you don't ask about them no more?
Did I say something that might have made you feel
yeah, because we used to talk about X, Y, and Z, but now you don't really like to talk about that no more. So, like, it's always worth the conversation to me. I think it's always good to ask instead of assuming somebody.
I wrote down on my notes that do we believe that friendships are worth the reconciliation? But just because, like, you know, when people do things to hurt us, like as friends, it's almost kind of like we done with that person. But like when we think about like our relationships, sometimes not sometimes, all the time, our men find a way to piss us off in some type of way throughout the week, throughout the day, and sometimes, but at the end of the day, we always gonna find ourselves back. You know what I'm saying? But do we have that same mindset when it comes to like our platonic relationships? Like, yeah, you pissed me off when you said that because you shouldn't have said that in front of everybody else. I told you that, or you know, whatever the situation is. But okay, we'll talk about it and we'll move past it, type of thing.
So when the last time y'all had to tell a friend, hey, I didn't like the way you handled this situation. That hurt me, X, Y, and Z. So can we move this way from now on as friends, or we just gonna have to figure out something different? Like, when the last time y'all had to let a friend know that they hurt y'all? Because we're not really vulnerable with our friends.
You had a time?
Personally, maybe a month ago. I didn't like the delivery of a friend who sent something to me through a text.
Okay.
This is a friend that we don't talk every day, but you know, we got a friendship because you know, we've been having a friendship for a while, and this is a friend that I'll take accountability. I don't check on every single day.
Right.
She don't check on me. But you know, it was a communication via text message that I received. I didn't like the way it was sent to me. And I'm a Cancer. I don't know. I'm not big on zodiac signs, but I'm a Cancer. That all that sensitive stuff. I'm a very sensitive person. I'm a thinker. I'm an assumer. I think a lot. I'm really trying to work on it. So in my head, I'm like, dang, like this person like sent this to me like why is it always like something? And I'm thinking in my head, because this person is known to do like manipulative things. I'm like, dang, I'm getting over on, So I addressed the situation because, old me, I would like, okay, you know what, let it be. I addressed the situation, and it's like when I address a situation with this person, the person's always victimized. Like when I don't say nothing, oh, it's all cool, whatever. But as soon as I say something to this person about anything, any way I'm feeling, it's always, I'm a victim. You hostile, da da da. And so I feel like I was happy to address this person because, like I said, I'm a person who holds things in.
Yeah.
And by me holding things in, how would you even know how I really feel?
Right.
Like, you going around thinking, oh, stuff is sweet because I don't ever address things.
Right.
But, I have to say something.
Yeah, you finally stood on that boundary.
And I felt good, and it turned out just by me communicating, the person really wasn't being manipulative this time. But I felt kind of like relieved that I still said what I had to say. Like, this is me letting you know that, and I told this particular person about the situation, I'm like, I have trust issues with you. This is why I even responded the way I responded in the first place. And the trust issues are boiled down to past thing that has happened. And that was that. Me and the person didn't have a bad fallout because of that, but I feel that the person really understands that, okay, she feels like this.
Right.
I'm happy to
we communicate now. Yeah.
And how can you really hold anybody accountable if they don't know?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a good way to hold somebody accountable. Like, you can't come back and say, well, I never knew you felt like this, or I didn't know that made you mad.
And that's what I was going to say about the whole not liking confrontation, kind of sweeping stuff under the rug, because then that leaves room for assumption. And conversation can kill the assumption if y'all just sit down and talk about it. So have you had a time where you had to...
I did.
Yeah.
I really did, and I don't think it went good.
Kind of communicate a boundary. Why? Did the person not respect your boundary? You don't think you communicated it well, or?
I don't think I know how to do it properly.
Okay. And that's a good admission, because I'm telling you, I'm learning that myself, and I've even told Coco that a couple times. Like, I didn't say that right when I said it, or when you said something, I heard it wrong because I took it personal.
Right. I think I did it. It was about a year ago. I did it kind of crazy, and I felt how I stand on how I feel about that situation. Maybe it could have been a little bit different, but I don't respond. Like, if I feel like the other person's response isn't what I want it to be, then I'm like,
had to get out of that.
Yeah. So that's why I don't like talking about.
Yeah, it takes some humility. It takes some some selflessness to put yourself in a position to where you admit to some wrongdoing, or you might look a little bad, or you say, hey, I didn't communicate that right, because a lot of times we like to how they said it on the thing on that podcast with Danielle. When she said sometimes you get to a friend and you've already piled up so many grievances that by the time you go communicate to her and say, hey, I didn't like when you did this, and she pull out a goddamn list like, oh, well look, last time I checked on January, your ass, you know what I mean? Like, see, that's why you need to speak on it, because
I'm the type of person that automatically think a person should feel like why you in the wrong too, though. Like, I'm like, you don't really think you did some fucked up shit, or you said something
It's
crazy,
a lot of people who don't look at themselves.
Disrespect you. Like, you really, like, even though I may be holding in, but I'm really sitting here waiting for you to take accountability. No, like, you don't really think this normal. Like, you really think this normal. But one more thing, I'm sorry. I like how Daren is more like, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Like, I really admire that about her.
Solution.
Because, like, even though stuff may seem sweet, Daren is gonna be like, okay, so what's going on? Because this day, this happened, and I didn't like the way this happened, and you never really spoke on it. I felt like it was being weird. And so she's gonna be the person to really talk about it. Like, I need to know.
She kind of like read your body.
The issue, even though you like nothing. She gonna like, well, like I said,
she know you.
Energy, and then bam, it comes out. Like,
she know. That's kind of how I had to do Coco. That's crazy. I had to do Coco the same way because it's like she didn't want to say it prematurely, like she was saying. She was like, I don't want to speak on shit prematurely. But I'm asking her, well, look, it looked like you don't want to be here, so. But tell me something, girl. Tell me what you're feeling, shit.
And two, I was gonna say when you was like I have in my notes like, are you the go with this flow type of friend, or are you just like
I did have, I seen that.
or are you like the get this is what it is, what it ain't. But I also thought about this like when you like I know when my man like pissed me off or something like that, or I'm mad about something, like whether I don't even if I don't say something, like my body language is gonna show, like my mood is gonna show. And I feel like with us as females, sometimes we have this thing of you don't want to come off as that you're bothered by something, like oh I'm so, because you know we use the term I'm so unbothered. I'm unbothered, can't nobody bother me that much to where I care. But if we really be honest, like you care about that girl, like stop acting like you unbothered, you know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes with me it be that I be so bothered, but I be trying to, and two, a lot of it, T has met me in a stage of my life where I might have been that friend like Daren, like, well, something going on, this is this. I be having to check myself sometimes, and that would be another reason why I'm kind of slow to speak, because sometimes, like you say, you're a type of assumer. I'm an assumer sometimes too, where I can assume that a situation is one way, but it's not based on how I take stuff, you know, how I perceive things, my perception of it. And so now, like, just being like under, you know, somebody that's more spiritually sound, I just have to take a step back and say, are you perceiving this in a negative way because your perception is a negative perception, or are you perceiving this in a negative way because it actually was? Yes. And are you ready to look at it like a negative thing because of the pile up that you have made in on your list that you never said nothing about? Right. So I think sometimes we gotta kind of be ready to talk about it, but be ready to talk about it with a response that's gonna yield positivity and not a response from like a sour taste in your mouth. Like I'm coming to you like this. Your response can really make or break a situation. And so I think sometimes now with me, I kind of make sure my response it won't break the situation. So at least I can walk away if it does come to us not talking ever again, or us being in a different space in our friendship. I can at least say, well, my response wasn't, well, bitch, you said X, Y, and Z. I got a problem with how you said it. It can come from a place, you know, a better place. You know what I'm saying? So. And Daren, you said something important when you said that you don't feel like you were saying it right. I feel like once we pile up those grievances, it starts to feel like I'm attacking you. You ain't doing this. You. And what I've learned is over like my course of going down this rabbit hole of friendships and relationships and how you should communicate better with people is you have to take some of that back to like not put some blame on yourself, but kind of make yourself look human again. Make yourself not looking down like you looking down at somebody. Say like, hey, this actually hurt when you did this. Like this actually made me wonder or counter, you know, not counter, but kind of like question your trust, my trust for you now, because you moved in a way where I didn't really recognize you, X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Like it's not like your ass was talking about me, so now I know, you know, you is a bad friend. You don't like me. You a hater. You this, you that. Really take an outlook on like the positive side of it. I don't know you to be this person, but like, this is what I've seen. And I'm trying to make sure you're not going through nothing, and that's why I came off like that. Or are you really that person and you just been hiding it? But I do say I reposition just so I know what to expect from people and what not to expect from people, because like you said earlier, Daren, sometimes when I communicate myself with people and if I don't get what I expect their response should be, sometimes I shut down, or sometimes I'm like, it's not worth communicating no more. I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna come to you with nothing else. I know to put you in this lower box. I'm gonna just go ahead and move you down. I might not have as much time to listen to you call me and talk about your grievances, but I will still listen to them sometimes. But since I know you're not checking back in on me, and it might be a day where I'm already full of my own shit, I'm not gonna answer the phone for you that day, type shit. Like, so I've learned to kind of reposition people, you know. And I feel like that's why our friendship still, like our friend group still works good. Like, we don't talk every day, but we still planning this, like, you know, Thanksgiving, the friends list, because we all know we all in different walks of life.
Yes.
Shut up. She forgot she was a part of the friend group. But it still works for us. It's still, everybody, I feel like, is still moving in an upward position.
I do too. I don't feel like, imagine if I feel like we are moving up, and it goes back to whenever you had asked, I forgot what it was, but about the equally yoked thing. We were all connecting when we were in our early 20s, and we still can now because we're all doing it. Nobody is still here having kickbacks at the house, and smoking weed. We're not on that no more. We did it, but now we all like this. I don't think nobody's on that. Honestly, and if they still was, it's like, oh girl, you having fun, blah blah. I might come over one day. But it's not.
The expectation that this is what we doing all the time, right?
And I feel like our Friendsgiving this year is even gonna look different from the one from like.
Yes, I agree.
It's gonna look so different. Like, we had fun, but we all elevating. It's a lot of people that probably don't drink now. It's a lot of people that probably don't do X, Y, and Z now. Brittany married now, or she's engaged. Like we just have, everybody has different stages. Shout out to Brittany, no, for real. So the question I want to end off with is, do y'all think friendship should be easy? Do you think it should be something that take work, like your relationship, that y'all might need to go to counseling? Y'all might need a third party while y'all arguing. Y'all might need I ain't gonna say counseling. I don't know if that's too far. Well, I'm not even gonna say it's too far.
It depends on the dynamic of the friendship.
Yeah, because it depends on where y'all going. You might need counseling. I see business partners going to counseling.
I don't want it to have to need counseling though. Me personally, I don't want my friendships to be hard because life is hard enough. And I feel like friends, even though you need them, I feel like it just shouldn't be difficult. I feel like we should both be adults and equally do the work, whatever that work is, and then when we come together, we have done the work separately, that we know how to manage us together. And it shouldn't be hard. Like, I feel like that.
What you think? Friendship should be hard, or?
No, I don't think it should be hard. You might have bumps in the road, but I feel like try to get through it. How can y'all get through it? But as far as counseling, dang, what's going on?
I mean, like, do you think it take work? Maybe I should have asked that.
I need counseling.
My kids, like
I feel like maybe personal counseling for yourself. Like me, I'm trying to get into therapy for myself, set my appointments up, so that I can be a better me, a better friend, a better girlfriend, a better mom. But as far as going together, what went down?
No, I don't think friendship should need counseling either, but I do think that maybe I shouldn't have said easy. I think it needs work. I think it takes work. I think it's gonna take maybe not as much work as an intimate relationship with like a marriage or something like that, but it is gonna take sacrifice, humility. It's gonna take for both parties to be humble and want to communicate, and for both parties to want. Like, you have to want to be in your friendship. Like,
imagine being a friend with someone for the rest of y'all lives, from 20 years old to y'all growing to 70. Y'all never had an issue.
Oh my God.
I feel like if any relationship was supposed to be easy, everybody would have that forever relationship. It's not gonna be easy.
Right.
No,
but
I
it shouldn't be draining.
Yes.
And then I agree. So real quick to end the episode, I'm gonna do my confirmation. Basically, we didn't confirmed a lot of stuff today. So
for sure.
I don't have much, but the only confirmation that I have is to have the hard conversations with your friend, just like you would have the conversations with your significant other. Just do it. Just do it for the sake of saying I did it, and if it doesn't work, then at least I know I did it and I tried.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
I know how y'all say women, our friendships, we're like whatever, and men, but with our relationships, we're quick to take them back. Female relationships, you
let them go by the wayside.
I feel like it's because with men, I'm not saying this is 100% accurate. I'm just saying that man is, oh baby, I'm sorry, can we work this out?
He's more vulnerable, and he's.
When you have two women that's like, whatever, it's never gonna be, a woman is not coming up to you like, hey, I'm sorry, I want to work this out. Both of y'all are like, whatever. It could be bothering the hell out of you.
But you're gonna act as
because
if
nobody is going up to that
with
woman
that humility.
saying,
You're not.
But there's been times where women have done that to me, friendships where it's like, I'm sorry, this happened, blah, and I'm ready with open arms. Oh yeah, let's be friends again.
Exactly.
And it shouldn't be like that. It should be like communication. How can you communicate? Let's fix this relationship.
So she might have answered the question that we trying to understand. The question was the question that posed this whole conversation was why are women so quick to let their friends go versus when they man like cheated? This is
It's so easy to forgive her intimate lover.
It's like, oh, okay, I forgive you, but that might have answered the question because men come with open arms to be forgiven. Like they're asking for forgiveness versus women. We don't ask for our forgiveness.
Right. We don't. We're not like.
We don't even look at ourselves as the problem.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like if certain friendships if there was somebody that you're not cool with anymore, all of y'all, if they was to come up to you right now today, hey, I'm so sorry about everything that you're not about to be like, girl, F you, woo-de-woo. You have to actually listen to them, maybe even think about like, dang, maybe we could be cool again.
Especially if it was somebody you once loved and y'all were really cool.
Right. I feel like if that conversation was to happen, it'll soften your heart. It'll make you feel like, okay, maybe we don't have to drag this out. Maybe we ain't gotta be best friends. Maybe we could be cool, but nobody is having that conversation.
Yeah. I agree.
So it's just like, oh, whatever, and it goes into the dust.
Yeah.
That's
to
true.
add on to that confirmation, I think, ladies, we need to have some more humility, some more grace for our friends, and just be humble. Just be the one to be like, hey, it was me. It was me too. It was you, but it was me too. You know what I mean? So let's figure it out together.
Give your friends grace to let you down sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's a long period of time that we're gonna be friends. So I'm not gonna make you happy every time. Your kids don't make you proud all the time. Your man don't make you proud all the time. Your mama don't even make you proud all the time.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they say a little stuff that be like, now you could have kept that. But yeah, that's true. Have grace with your friendships. I agree.
Yep.
You have anything?
No.
You have anything you want to lead the people with?
All right.
I would say just communicate. Just talk it out. You know, even if the conversations are difficult, you know, it's not going to hurt to express yourself and get it out the way. And then whatever happens after that, at least you can say, like
I did what I
did your part. And that's it.
I love that. I love that. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share with a friend, and we'll see y'all next week.
All right.
Deuces.